Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Real Tarot 1123. I hope all of you are doing very well. This is for my series Movie Star Monday, and this is on the request of one of my subscribers, long-time subscribers, and this is a shout out to her. This is for you, Alia Ali. Or should I say Aliyah Ali? I hope I'm saying that correct. I'm probably butchering it. I do apologize. Aliyah, we really absolutely love you on the Real Tarot family, and thank you for all your participation, your comments, your support. Thus far, I really do appreciate you. And Aliyah has been asking me to do this reading for a long time, and in all honesty, I should have. But like I say many a time, sometimes I'm just not drawn to particular readings for whatever reason. I can't explain it, except that I'm not driven to look at certain cases. And when I do get an opportunity to do that, or when I am motivated or pushed to do that, then I will absolutely. So there is no specific reason as to why, I couldn't really tell you, just whenever I'm pushed to do it. Really, that's all there is to it. So I did go ahead and apparently these individuals that she has asked me to do. Let me read out their names. One of them is Sushant Singh Rajput. The other is Disha Salian. Salian. I apologize. The other one is the other individual is Jia Khan. I did find her a different name for her, and her name apparently, I think that's her birth name, is Nafisa Rizvi Khan, but apparently she went by Jia Khan. So these are all people who are associated with the movie industry in India. In all honesty, I have not seen any of their movies. I am not that great a fan of I'm not much into movies unless I find something that I'm really interested in, and it's been a long while since I've watched a movie that's come out of India, just for no specific reason. I just haven't. So I much rather watch comedy shows and that sort of a thing. I'm really not into television either, so stand-up comedy is my thing. I really absolutely love that. Sushant, his date of birth is January 21st, 1986. He died on June 14, 2020. And then Disha, her date of birth is May 26, 1992, and date of death is June 8, 2020. Then Jia, her date of birth is February 20th, 1988, and date of death is June 3rd, 2013. So I'm going to draw individual spreads, but let me tell you, Sushant is an Aquarius, Disha is a Gemini, and Miss Jia is a Pisces. So before I get into the reading, I gotta say, y'all, I was kind of blown away. And the date of birth and stuff, I just got it from the internet. I suppose it's freely available. I have not, again, had the pleasure of watching any of these people in any of their movies or works or whatever. So I really don't know. And secondly, I really don't follow the movie industry, be it in Hollywood or be it in Bollywood. I just don't. So because I do believe it's the entertainment industry per se has well, that's a whole nother ball game. Let's not get into it, because then we can go off into a tangent. Me, right? All I need is a little bit of squirrel. Here we are gone. Anywho, so one thing I did notice while I was doing whatever I do, even though this is a tarot channel, I also kind of dabble in numerology and astrology when I do these charts and readings for these cases. Now, having said that, I am a numerologist and astrologer as well. I do have another channel. It's called The Real Astrology 1123, where I only focus on astrology. I tend not to do astrology, full-on astrology charts for cases like this, because for me, when I do these charts, the date of birth, the time of birth, city and state of birth are very, very important. And unless somebody can can give me a birth certificate and say, hey, here you go, Kirtana, this is the birth certificate for this particular individual, and this is legit, this is the real deal. Because if you get incorrect time of birth, that could make a lot of difference, in my humble opinion. I'm sure there are a lot of people who are like, oh, it doesn't matter, but that's just me. One thing I noticed when I was doing whatever my little thingy behind the scenes I do in terms of math and numerology and numbers and tarot and everything, I noticed that the common thread with these people is, of course, Gia passed in 2013. So that's almost 7 years before Sushant and Disha passed, right? But the common thread among all these people are the date of death, okay? The date of death it all falls in the Gemini season. So June 14th for Sushant, June 8th for Disha, and June 3rd for Gia. Let me reconfirm that, okay? Let me just make sure I get that. So let's say June 14th, correct? So January, February, March, April, May. So May, June 21st to June 20th is December, right? Okay. So June 14th is confirmed Gemini for Sushant, and June 8th is confirmed Gemini for Disha, and June 3rd is confirmed. So all three of them died in the Gemini season, which I find is like, is it coincidence? I don't think so. I don't think it's coincidence. Although I don't know how far apart, I don't think there's too much of an age difference as far as any of these three individuals are concerned. Sushant was born in 86, Disha in 92, so 6 years his junior, and Gia was born in 88. So again, 88, 89, 99, 192. Yeah. So that's 4 years difference. So they're, you could say, the same generation, no? I mean, I think it's fair to say all within 6 years of each other. So just looking at it from here, I am totally convinced that I'm looking here because I have all my calculations and stuff, right? I am convinced that these people all these deaths, if you will, are 100%, in my opinion, related and connected. Now, why am I doing this reading after such a long time, considering that these individuals have been passed for whenever? Like I said, there's no time or reason. Sometimes I'm not pushed by my guides, whatever they tell me I do. Or sometimes I feel drawn to certain other cases and sometimes not. So it is what it is. So let's get started. What I'll try to do, it can get a little complicated because all these three people are most certainly like related to each other, I believe. As in their demise is related, their deaths are related. So I can, I'm going to hold up the cards because this is a lot. My computer, I'm not going to turn the screen and all that. So take it for what it is. If people say, oh, we need to see your cards, look, if you think this is bah humbug, and click off and go somewhere else. Correct? Now, before I get into the reading, for those of you who are my subscribers, thank you so very much. I do appreciate you. You all know that. For those of you who are just visiting for the first time, thank you for stopping by. I hope you choose to stay. I hope you subscribe, hit the bell icon, give me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. This is most certainly the thumbs up and the likes and the comments really help with the analytics. I won't lie. And it'll be nice to grow this channel as well. So I would greatly appreciate you all if you all could help do that. So thank you so very much for allowing me to give you a little bit of an intro. And now let's get started into the main reading, okay? So I'm going to pull 3 cards for Sushant, 3 for Disha, and three for this young lady, Disha Salian. Okay, so let's see. Like, I'm trying to make space because I know these are going to be some big spreads over here. And I'm also trying to keep their information right in front of me so I don't lose it. Hang on, y'all. Just bear with me, okay? Just bear with me. Maybe this, no, that's not going to help either. Here, I'll just do that. Okay, there you go. That's going to help. All right, so 3 for Sushant, 3 for, what's the young lady's name? Disha, and 3 for Gia, in that order. Three overall, what's the word I want to look at? It's not overall energy, but it's more like trends, if you will. So I don't know, overall energy, trend, whatever you want to call it, okay? So let's go with Sushant. The first one is Virgo. The second one is Neptune. And the third one is Leo, okay? Actually, you know what? I take the bat. Let me do it individually because I have only one deck of these cards. If I had 3 decks, that would have helped. So let's do it individually, okay? I take that back. I'm going to do 3 energy cards for Sushant. Then I'll do, first let me finish Sushant, then I'll do Disha's, then I'll do Gia's, okay? I correct myself. Because if I had 3 decks of this, it would have been awesome. I don't. So let's do this. So for Sushant, this is for Sushant, okay? We have Neptune. Virgo was the first pull, Neptune is the second card, and then Leo is the third card. So let's take a look at this, okay, for a second. Now he's an Aquarius, okay? So if he's an Aquarius, we have Virgo that's popped up. Now Virgo, as we know, if he's an Aquarius, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Virgo falls in the 8th house for him, okay? His 8th house is Virgo. Now, Virgo, the 8th house talks about wills, secrets, death, regeneration, finances, sexual connections, intimate relationships, right? And the occult as well, absolutely. And then we have, those are some of the energies of that house. Then we have Neptune. Now, who rules Virgo? Mercury rules Virgo. Then we have Neptune. Neptune actually rules Pisces, okay? So with this, I'm going to say immediate environment, because I see a 3 over here. Immediate environment and short trips. So whatever has transpired with regards to his death is whatever is in the immediate environment, probably within his home, right? Of course, we know that because that's the news, so I won't lie. I don't know everything about the case, so that confirms the fact that he did die in his house. Then we have 5, which is Leo. Now he's an Aquarius. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So Leo is his 7th house. And 7th house talks about friends, marriage, partners, contracts, and relationships. This right here tells me that whoever is responsible for his death is somebody who he had an intimate relationship with. And this is somebody who lived in his house and he passed in his house. So this is absolute confirmation. So whoever I don't know whether he was married or he had a girlfriend or a fiance or whatever the heck that's going on. I don't know. But I'll tell you, he died in his immediate environment, which clearly clarifies here for me that he died in his home. And this is regarding his what's the word, a significant other. Significant other, I'm not talking about family member, brother, sister, that kind of a thing. Significant other could be your intimate relation, whoever you are having an intimate relationship with, correct? So this individual is clearly, in my opinion, gosh, see, I'm getting more and more visually OCD, y'all. I kid you not. And it drives me insane too. I'm like, what is going on? So I suppose it's just a question of getting old, right? Or maybe my body is not totally aligned or symmetric. Anywho, so this confirms it that his significant other, whoever it was, is responsible for his death. Now, I will tell you this. Full disclaimer, these are my observations and my opinions. These are, based on what I see. You do your own research, you draw your own conclusions, you form your own opinions. One more thing I'm going to say as a disclaimer to cover my this is for entertainment purposes. Having said that, I do not filter. Those of you who watch my videos know I don't filter. I just don't. Okay, so if there is something here that you didn't want to hear, that's just too bad. Don't watch, move on, wherever, to other tarot readers, whatever. I don't filter, I don't edit. What I see is what you get. It's my responsibility to deliver on what I'm being shown and what I'm being guided to, whatever my guides are showing me, etc., or the cards are telling me. It's my responsibility is not to edit and filter. So, this absolutely confirms it. don't be surprised. Do not be surprised even before I pull up any other cards and go further that we see the Ten of Swords, and don't be surprised if we see the Three of Swords. You watch. And I will shuffle the cards, and you guys will see that, when I shuffle the cards, you all can hear it, see it, what have yous. I wonder if I can see, even if I do that. No, you're kind of sort of, right? Here. Okay, so you can see a little bit of my cards, right? I may turn the computer back up because I kind of sometimes feel, there we go, right? Here, maybe this is a good idea, okay? So that way y'all can see the cards too. All right. A lot of people go, sometimes I don't. I mean, sometimes, I have this fancy camera, Sony A73S or whatever. It's a really lovely camera. But sometimes just to set it up, it kind of takes me time because I move my settings. And sometimes if I do a lot of videos of my batteries, I have 2 batteries. They're all drained and I got to wait for them to charge up. And then, things like that happen. So what have you? What are you going to do? Correct? So let's see. Here we go. 2 of Pentacles, choices. Ace of Wands, taking control, action, and the Devil card. So I'm going to start stacking them up because I feel these are going to be like big spreads. Okay, so we'll do that. So we have the 2 of Pentacles. Now in the traditional tarot, the 2 of Pentacles does talk about weighing the pros and cons. Now remember, Virgo is Virgo, where is he? He's a Aquarius, correct? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th house, right? 8th house did talk about will, secrets, occult, death and regeneration and long-term finances and that sort of a thing. So as far as that is concerned, I'm going to say with the 2 of Pentacles, there were some choices that he had to make. He was most certainly weighing the pros and cons with regards to something he could have was holding very close to his chest, or something that he was planning for that would benefit him in the long term, right, financially. And also maybe there is a possibility that he could, I'm going to say this is more leaning towards money more than leaning towards another individual, right? I wouldn't say he was cheating on his significant other. This is more like he was weighing the pros and cons and weighing the options as to what do I do with this opportunity? What do I do with this particular project or talent or skill set or such? How do I go about proceeding with this so that long-term finances are going to be taken care of? Long-term, hang on y'all, let me grab a tissue, okay? Of course, my tissue box, I have hid it. I have a tissue somewhere here. I don't. Okay, here, there you go. So long-term finances, he was weighing the pros and cons. So let's take a look at the next card, which is the Ace of Wands. In the Ace of Wands, it does talk about the urge to create something new, the inspiration to start a new project, and that is on the Neptune card. Now Neptune, remember, rules Pisces, and Pisces is the 2nd house, right? So I'm going to say this was definitely regarding his values, talents, possessions, and also his ability to earn income. So maybe this was a project. He was ready to take action, right? He was ready to maybe bring it out in the universe and say, here you go. This is mine. I'm bringing it to the universe. Take it. This is who I am. I have arrived. So I don't think this has anything to do with his movie career, but I think it has got to do with some other project that he might have had, he was working on, that he was, keeping it a secret, didn't want to all and sundry to know about it. He was guarding that, not so much because out of selfishness. I don't see this individual as being a selfish person. Oh my God, computer, don't die on me. I don't see him being as a selfish person at all. I feel that he really did think that whatever this project was going to benefit him in the long run, and he wanted to keep control over it, because I think he kind of felt that if he gave control of this to somebody else, or if he brought it out in the open and gave it to somebody else was literally going to steal it from under him, and they were going to exploit it for the wrong reasons. I do believe this young man, the fact that he was wanting to control this to such an extent goes to show that he really did have some what's the word I'm going to say, he did have some, want and need to do this for the benefit of a certain segment of society at large, more so like a to help people, in general. Now, another thing I forgot to tell you folks is, I tell you or not? Okay, so when I did his name, he comes up to 11, and 11 is his 11th house is Sagittarius. His date of birth vibrates to 10, and his 10th house is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, Scorpio, right? So this tells me, so with Sag and Scorpio being pretty prominent in his chart as well, he was quite the type of person who was very, very intelligent, very magnetic, very, what am I going to say? What is the word I'm looking for? Very intense individual, right? So it's like this, a kind of guy. I mean, if he really takes to somebody, he'll take to that individual, and he'll be like, he would do whatever for that individual in terms of intimate relationship, in terms of family, in terms of friends. But once you crossed him, that was it. He was not the kind of a guy who would give anybody second chances, because he would be like, the trust is betrayed. Now, on the other hand, with the Scorpio, that thinking very deeply before taking some big actions, intensity, right? And also, I would say, if he felt there was a little bit of a distrust, he would completely shut down, be it on the business front or be it on the personal front. But with Sagittarius here also prominent in his chart, he would say was a little bit of a philosopher even. Sagittarius is the philosopher of the zodiac. Sagittarius is the traveler of the zodiac. So be it in terms of physical travel or be it in terms of emotional, mental, spiritual travel, this guy with this project, he felt he could go on to help and support a lot of people who were lesser than him. This project was meant, he was hanging on so tightly and so dearly to this project because he knew if it fell in the wrong hands, it would be exploited, and the people who he really intended this to help would not get it. So he was guarding that. Now, next, let's move on to the devil card, okay? So it's on the Leo card, right? So let's take it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's the 7th house, right? This is, 7th house talks about, friends, marriage, partners, contracts, and relationships. This was a relationship, whoever this relationship he had with, be it his close circuit of friends. See, friends are different than acquaintances. His friends and his marriage or his partners or whoever he was married to or whoever his significant partner was at that time, they were not completely upfront with him, which is very unfortunate. There's a lot of behind the scenes bullcrap trying to take advantage of this man, trying to emotionally and control him, trying to mentally control him. I can very clearly see that these people most certainly were trying to, I'm going to go so far as to say I wouldn't be surprised if they got him, if they were on the slide trying to give him substances that are controlled, controlled substances, try to kind of make him a little bit, see, Sushant, when he had all his senses and he was in control, right, clear, no foggy brains, whatever, he's a force to reckon with. That much I'll tell you. This young man, a force to reckon with. No ifs and buts about it. No ifs and buts about it. A very, very strong individual. But I'm going to go into things that a lot of people may not necessarily like, y'all, but I'm going to just say it. Unfortunately, we don't know what do they say? Sleeping with the devil? Literally, that's really literally what happened over here. Literally, sleeping with the devil is what happened. So I'm going to say, if, we go into relationships because there's an element of love and trust and honesty and respect and, caring and, all that stuff, right? But unfortunately, some people, they wake up to realize that you were literally married to the devil or sleeping with the devil. So you wouldn't even know if somebody is on the sly getting you addicted to something, and you wouldn't even know. What if every day in the morning I'm not trying to rile up everybody's feathers, y'all, so just calm down. Okay, what if you were, you're living with somebody and every day they are, we've seen cases like that here a lot in the US, right? Where the crazy husband or the crazy wife has been slowly poisoning the significant other because there's a big life insurance policy or what have you. So you wouldn't know if somebody is like, poisoning you or slowly trying to get you addicted to some drugs, and you wouldn't know. And it's like, here you go, honey, I made a cup of coffee for you. Oh, okay, this is a ritual every day in the morning. My lovely wife or girlfriend or fiance gets me a cup of coffee, or my husband or boyfriend or my fiance every day in the morning, he wakes up and he makes a cup of coffee for himself and brings me a cup of coffee. I wouldn't even doubt it, right? I mean, like, how many of us really begin to doubt it? We don't. It's not natural for us to doubt them, right? Unfortunately, that's the worst kind of betrayal, right? Oh my God, I need tissues. Hang on, y'all. I need to get my box of tissues. Hang on. Oh my God, Bonnie. Every single day I got to save this tissue, otherwise. Sorry, y'all. Every day I got to hide my tissue box because my Saint Bernard just loves tissues for some reason. I don't even know what he is about, but he just likes to pull them and tear them and shred them to bits. Oh yeah, I know, baby. I'm talking about you. So if you hear any moaning and groaning, it's my Saint Bernard. He's here. He's my sidekick. So it's very unfortunate. I do believe this is also a kind of, this situation with whoever that individual is, led to a codependent relationship. And this codependency is slowly becoming addicted to something that you didn't even know you were being given. It's very unfortunate. It's seriously very, very unfortunate. This poor guy, I don't think he even realized that somebody was either slowly poisoning him or slowly getting him addicted to some stuff. By his own, am I going to say that, he's an Aquarius and he's got some Scorpio in his chart too? Is he the kind of guy who would have never tried drugs or never tried alcohol? No, I'm sure he did. I mean, I'm not saying that he never touched it, and I'm sure he did. But he wasn't in any way, shape or form, maybe recreationally. But other than that, I don't foresee him even considering drugs or any controlled substance that way. But I'm also going to tell you, right? It's almost like under the pretext of some medical help or medical reasons, because I see the devil sitting on top over here, and I see like, oh honey, you need to take this, remember the doctor said you need to take this. I wouldn't be surprised if that's how they swung it even. So maybe every day they came and gave him a pill. You think he's going to go and he's going to research and see, what are the side effects of the pill or this or that? If the doctor gave you a prescription, and if the doctor is somebody you've been going to for a while, there's a great element of trust and you're going to take it. How do you know? Do we know it was a capsule? Do we know it was a tablet? What was it coated with? I couldn't tell you. But this has been going on for a long time. Again, this was his intimate partner or a friend who have done that to him. There is no doubting that. Look, I'll tell you this straight up. This was not natural death. He was murdered. Plain and simple. Looking at this chart itself, I can tell you, plain and simple, he was murdered. Now, his date of death is June 14th, 2020, right? And that was during the Gemini season, and that was, hang on, 6, okay, so 6th house. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6th house. Yeah, and he died, yeah, okay, all right, hang on, 6th house. Very, very unfortunate. I'll come to that in a second. Let's get some more clarity on this. This is not going to be a 45 minute reading at all. This is going to be way more than that. Then what do we have here? We have the King of Pentacles, correct? I'm going to move this because I'm feeling like I'm not looking at y'all. There we go. I'll show you all the cards every time I pull up the cards, right? So then we have, is this recording? Please tell me you're recording. Please tell me you're recording. So with the King of Pentacles, what does a King of Pentacles mean? The King of Pentacles typically talks about somebody who has a cognizance to make financial decisions, who's good about money, who knows how to deal with that sort of a stuff, who is also the principal, somebody who's in control of funds, somebody who's able to provide sustenance, daily income, long-term income, that sort of a stuff. And this King of Pentacles, I'm going to say that it is him, and also I would say that he was wanting to up his status financially. There is no way about it because it's under the Two of Pentacles. So he felt that by doing whatever he needed to as far as his project was concerned, he was going to financially, that was going to help facilitate him to become more financially stronger, independent, literally be a shaker and mover in society. So, at least in the business world. So let's see. Let's see. I should have separated these readings and done them because this is going to be like, I don't know how long these readings are going to be. Maybe I'll just do smaller, like different videos and load them up at the same time. I don't know. Let's see. All right. No, he doesn't. So we have the Lover's card. Oh my God. The Lover's card is a Gemini card, okay? Now, what did I say about the Gemini card, right? He died in the Gemini season, and the Gemini card is under the Ace of Wands. Now, remember this card, I said, the close environment, his loved one or somebody very close to him is the one who bumped him off. The Lover's card is clarifying that, it's giving me reiterating that because of this particular situation, this particular business, whatever that he was wanting to do, whatever he was trying to float or get to the next level, that is what undid him. It has nothing to do with jealousy in the movie industry or nothing to do that. It was this big project. I think this big project is something that a lot of people were oh God, I can't say this word today. What's wrong? Coveting, right? A lot of people were after. And once they found out that this kid, this young man is like, oh, all right, dude. Okay, you got it? All right, fine. We're going to take it out from you. We're going to take this from you. You're not going to have this. And as much as he tried to guard it, as much as he tried to protect it, there was no way they were going to let him forces to be certain individuals, groups of people, and organizations. There was no way they were going to let him enjoy the benefits of and the fruits of his labor. And the individual who helped facilitate all this is somebody who he had an intimate relationship with. Now, Gemini is ruled by Mercury, okay? So think about this. Mercury is very the gift of the gab, very mercurial. You really can't hold Mercury. You really can't stop Mercury. You can't grasp Mercury. You can't kind of get a hold of Mercury. It slips through your fingers and goes off. This individual, whoever his significant other is or was, and I assume it's a heterosexual relationship, I don't think I would very much care for her. I don't think. But I'll tell you one more thing. I don't think that individual is ever going to pay the price for his demise. Because let me also tell you one thing with this individual. You see the similarities in these cards, right? You have the similarities. This individual who was his significant other, she is controlled by powers to be. She's just a gopher. But could she have stopped it? She certainly could have. Did she stop it? No. Why? You watch another pentacle cards will pop up, and that clearly will show us that it's because of money. Oops. The Fool card. Okay. So now with the Fool card popping up here, this is telling me that this is to be able to hang on one second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, seventh house. That's under the Leo and the Devil card, and the Fool card pops up. There was a great need for whoever this individual is who did what she did, desperately trying to wipe the slate clean, erase evidence. She had some help doing that. It wasn't a one-off thing. They definitely were people who were helping her accomplish this, and they were definitely people who were she wasn't alone. She might have been responsible for every day like giving him something to weaken his self, because I'm going to say I have the only pictures I've seen is whatever's floating on the today when I checked for his date of birth, right, the photo shoots. So but this individual is pretty fit. I wouldn't say he is like MMA artist or whatever those guys are called, but he's fit. Now, could he have been overpowered? Yes, but I will tell you this. There was a great attempt in wanting to clear up the evidence. Now, you see the chains around the necks here? I don't know how visible it is here, but there are. I'll tell you one thing. I don't know how they killed him. Yes, there was drugs involved. Yes, he was slowly being poisoned, slowly getting addicted to drugs. But I do believe it is either strangulation or asphyxiation or whatever they call it. And it wasn't with the hands, it was with the substance. So I suppose strangulation. That's how he died. And there was a quick rush to cover up the evidence. There was absolutely a quick rush to clean the slate. Fool card talks about going on a new journey, yes, but this also talks about clearing the plate and clearing the slate and washing the plates and erasing all evidence. Absolutely. They had some time to do that. It wasn't like, oh my God, he's dead, let's call 911. I don't think that's how it happened. It was systematically, it was an execution, it was done. It was, okay, now that it's done, let's clear up the evidence and let's do whatever else it is that we need to do before the cops arrived. And let's face it, I don't think, I mean, okay, let me say this because I know people are going to go after me and they're going to, oh my God, how would you know? Well, listen, here's what I'm going to tell you. Every industry has those douchebags who don't do their job right, who bring their tradesmen or the fellow people in the industry a bad name. Every industry, right? Be it in the medical field, be it in the military. I mean, look at that Canadian police officer who I did that reading for. I mean, God, I mean, he was in the military, so high up there. Even in the police, right? Regardless of which country in the world you're in, right? Not every politician is above board. Not every politician is a crook. Not every police officer is a crook. Not every police officer is what's the word? A good person. So I don't know about how the police works in India anymore. I mean, it's like, I'm sure there's a lot of corruption, as there is corruption in the police forces here in the US, as I'm sure there's corruption with the police forces everywhere else in the universe. It is what it is, what it is. Before they're all police officers, they're human beings, and as human beings, they're all susceptible to greed and avariciousness. And so then you stick a badge on them and then put them in a uniform and give them a gun. Heck, there's a lot they can do with it, right? And not all of that is going to be good. So what are you going to do? I'm sure with, as we've seen in the US, right, in the cases of Marilyn Monroe's death, etc. I mean, when you have that kind of power and that kind of money, you can make a lot happen. You can make a lot just vanish even, right? I mean, come on, we all know Marilyn Monroe didn't die of an overdose by her own hand. She was given an overdose and she was also murdered. That sort of a thing. So I do believe that they had time to set it up in such a way that whoever they called on would be like, I mean, even though they were in cahoots with a particular police precinct or whatever, the less the police officers came and saw, the easier it is for them, right? Then they don't have to lie, because if you're constantly lying, you're going to get caught, type of thing. So I'm sure they cleaned up the act. They definitely cleaned up the evidence. Very unfortunate. Very, very, very unfortunate. This man was not meant to pass. I'm not going to say the same about Disha Salian. But Sushant was not meant to pass now. That much I'll tell you. Did I do a reading for him already? I don't even remember. Oh my God. I'm also seeing a younger girl here, like a young lady. She's probably 14, 15, and 16, around that age, a teen. I don't think she's related to him, but it's almost like he was her guardian type of thing. I don't know what that's about though. That young lady also died. She was murdered too. What is that about? So we have Seven of Swords. Okay, so this is telling me that, okay, Seven of Swords, Nine of Swords. Okay, let's pull out some more cards. Oh my God, sorry y'all. Seven of Swords, Nine of Swords, and Knight of Cups. With the Seven of Swords, there is definitely betrayal, absolutely betrayal. And this is theft, betrayal, dishonesty, somebody stealing something from him, absolutely stole stuff for him, completely betrayed him, and they have basically vamooshed with it. Then you have the Nine of Swords. I think he, to very briefly before he passed, I think he was kind of sort of catching on to what was happening around him and the people around him who he thought were his near ones, loved ones. I think he kind of sort of caught onto it and figured out, oh my God, this is not working out. This individual is really not who I thought she was. And there was a lot of grief and anxiety with regards to, the significant other. It's right under this card. So a little bit of grief and anxiety. I do believe that this young man, he was grief stricken. He realized that whoever this individual was that he was in love with or living together or engaged to or whatever the heck, I don't think he would have ended up marrying her. I don't think he looked at her as being his long-term significant other. I don't think so. I don't think so. He did not die of an overdose. He was strangled. He was a little bit concerned about the authenticity of his relationship with this individual. I think he slowly started realizing that, oh my God, this is not what I thought it was. This is not who I think she is. And then you have the Knight of Cups, right? And the Knight of Cups, as we all know, does talk about charming proposals, the emotional proposals, that sort of a thing. And that's all coming up under these cards, right? So let's set these cards up like the way they are, just so y'all can see. Oh, there we go. Can you all see? Yeah. So I'm going to tell you that with the Knight of Cups, there was an attempt made to basically try to make him an emotional offer, like, oh, no, you misunderstood me, it's not really like that, and I really do care about you. There was a little bit of the dynamic going on, y'all. There's no lie about it here. What did I do with it? Oh my goodness. There was a little bit of some of that dramatic stuff going on. I really care about you, and I don't know why you would think like that about me. That sort of a bull crap. Oh my God, this man, absolute betrayal, y'all. Nine of Swords has already popped out. I wouldn't be surprised if the Three of Swords and the Ten of Swords pop up too. I'm telling you, I kid you not. Then you have the Emperor, which is an Aries card. Let's take it. Then we have Temperance. Oh, okay. Major Arcana is popping up now. Then we have the Ace of Cups. So let's take a look. With the Emperor card, it's an Aries card. It talks about wanting to take control, be dynamic, make sure that you keep control of your leadership. And that's all falling under the Two of Pentacles card, which is regarding his business. He tried very much to keep control of it, but it isn't. Whoever it is who who has masterminded all this and who now by default has control over this guy's his project or his baby or his idea that he wanted to launch. This individual is sitting pretty. This is somebody who is a powerful individual. Okay, this is not somebody who one would mess around with. I mean, this is somebody who is very much active in society. This is somebody who's absolutely has a lot of influence, be it political, be it financial, be it whatever, I don't know. This is I'm going to say this individual is not easily approachable. Can I just briefly describe this person? Aries, Sun, Moon, or Venus rising. This individual is fit, buff, if you want to call it, not more than 6 feet tall. That's really pushing it, like really pushing it. Stocky though. How shall I explain it? Buff and stocky. I mean, like thick. I don't like this person. Some weird vibes from this individual. This individual comes across as being, a stalwart in society, and oh, look at me, I'm so good, I'm untouchable, I'm this, I'm that. But I don't think I really much care for this individual. I'll tell you this person, something about this person. Either he grows a mustache and a beard, or he's always changing his facial hairstyle. Not the hair on the head, but his facial hairstyle. You know how guys, they grow a beard, they grow that weird beard or whatever. I seriously don't know, but his facial hairstyle, he changes all the time. Let's call it that, because I can't figure it out. Figure out what other better way to say. He has a very, very particular style of shoes that he likes to wear. That's popping up very prominently. A very particular style of shoes, or maybe a very particular brand of shoes. That is something about this individual that I can say. I don't know who this person is. This person has some power, let me tell you. This person has the ability to he's somebody who's at the helm of making decisions, very independent. I'm going to so much as even say arrogant. And this person is not about chopping you off at your knees so that he can get what he wants. Then we had the Temperance card. Let's finish the Temperance card because I already picked up. So the Temperance card. The Temperance card is a Sagittarius card. And remember, Sagittarius is his 11th house. So the Temperance talks about wanting to find the balance, wanting to, that's all falling under these, his relationship and his lover. He tried quite a bit to find the balance. He tried quite a bit to try to, okay, fine, maybe we should rethink this. Maybe I should give her another chance, and maybe I should try to find some balance. But I don't think he really did. And this card also tells me that he was slowly gotten into addiction, not because he wanted to. That was forced on him. Then we have the Ace of Cups. So this individual did, whoever the significant other is, did make him a final emotional offer and said, okay, maybe, how he tried to find the balance, and he was like, maybe we should look at this, maybe we should look at that. Finally, I think an emotional offer as a settlement was made, and he was like, okay, fine. And she basically said, okay, fine, then, if this is how you feel, and if you need some space, I'm going to move out, and then we'll rethink about these things. So she played him, y'all. Whoever this chick is, she played him. Then we have the Five of Pentacles. He definitely felt that he was left out in the cold. Monetarily, he realized that somewhere along the line, money was stolen from him. And that comes right after the Ace of Cups. So she did make that emotional offer, but listen, she did put him in a deficit. This chick is not a very nice person. She did steal a lot of money from him and put him in the deficit. Like all of a sudden, as much as he had all the funds, suddenly you realize that she's taken control of his finances and basically wiped out a couple of bank accounts, put him in the deficit. Absolutely, absolutely did. Three of Pentacles. And with those monies, I believe three people are involved. Three people would have benefited from those monies that she basically wiped out from him. Three people would have benefited from it. Did he have siblings? Maybe he was trying to set aside some money for his siblings and his parents or whatever. I don't know. Ten of Pentacles. His goal was to be able to have that long-term financial security, leaving a legacy for himself, for his family, for the loved ones. He most certainly intended to leave a legacy behind for these three people. I wouldn't be surprised if it is his siblings and his parent. Or remember I told you about that teenage girl she was popping up who died? I think he wanted to leave a legacy behind for her as well, and maybe his siblings. So I don't know how many siblings he has or whatever, but three people. And all that was taken. He definitely wanted to leave a legacy for them. Those are the monies that this woman basically wiped out. And I don't know why 5 is popping up. So clearly could be, I don't know, maybe 5 million, 50 million, 500 million. I don't know how wealthy he was or not, but 5s. So I don't know how much money, he had, but that money is gone, not to be traced. 5 of Swords. Am I surprised? Not at all. So 5 of Swords, bullying, theft, abusive relationship. See, abuse doesn't have to be physical. It can be emotional, it can be spiritual, it could be mental, right? It could be verbal abuse. Abusive relationship, 100%. This was an abusive relationship. Her intention was very clear. I'll tell you, this chick came into his life for a reason. For a specific reason. On the pretext of, oh look, we have this opportunity, great love and everlasting love. On that pretext, Hangman. The Hangman shows, oh yeah, all of a sudden you realize that she's changed her mind and she's looking at things from a different perspective. Now, did she meet him originally with the intention of stealing from him or sabotaging him? Yes. But I will also tell you, for a brief period of time, she must have kind of sort of fallen in love with him and hoped that maybe things could still turn around and she could have that, the 10 of Cups, the emotional fulfillment, the having that everlasting love and that family and all that. Yeah, she did. But that was never meant to be. That was a brief little faltering on her part, because then she was forced to realize, hey, what am I here for? Prioritize. So it's, oh my God. Let's move on, y'all. This is definitely not a suicide. This wasn't death by drugs or overdose. This was strangulation in his immediate environment, in his home, by a significant other. And they were people who assisted her. Let's ask if they're ever going to bring those people to justice. Let's ask if they are ever going to bring those people to justice. As I'm asking this question, I'm hearing no. The Moon card, which is clearly a no, and the Strength card, which is a Leo card. So let's look at this. The Moon card is a definite no for me. And that is basically a Pisces card. So it does talk about, Pisces is ruled by Jupiter and Neptune. And Pisces talks about confusion, illusion, and dreams. And Jupiter talks about expansion. So they are going to create so much ruckus around this case forever and a day. I don't think they're ever going to be able to figure out who's responsible. They're just going to always say it is an accident. Hang on 1 second. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me make sure I got this correct too. Y'all, it's going to take a long, long time before this case explodes. I don't think they're going to resolve it. There's a lot of talk, there's a lot of talk, there's a lot of talk. No, why do I 2 6? Okay, this is definitely something that has transpired in a city state which is bordering a big water body like seaside or oceanside. Case is not going to get resolved, but a couple decades from when he actually passed, 19 years from when he actually passed, something else is going to transpire, somebody else is going to lose their life, and then that is going to kick open this case. But until then, I don't see it. Then we have the strength card. I said 19 years, yes. I hope I'm still here by then. I should be. Why not? Something else is going to transpire similar to this, or something else is going to pop up, and that's going to kick back and open up this case. Is that too late to bring these people to justice or not? We'll have to wait and see. But at the moment, I don't think this case is going to be resolved. Too much big money, too much power in the mix. It's going to be like Marilyn Monroe's case. I mean, we all know who did it. We all know why they did it. But did we ever bring any of them to justice? No. Then you have the strength card, which is a Leo card, correct? So let's take a look at this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, seventh house. I'm going to say a very, very strong no, y'all. I don't think, because the strength card says think with your head, not your heart. So I believe we have to be very, very practical about this. There's too much big money. Think with your head, think with clarity. As much as we may try to curtail, control, find out, nah, I don't think so. This case is going to remain hidden for a very long time. And then 4 of Wands. So 4 of Wands does talk about coming home, right? It does talk about celebrating. But I will tell you that this case is going to be hidden for a very long time. And once, for whatever reason, that other case happens and it pops up, then it's going to open up, and then this case will resolve, but not just now. I'm also going to tell you there are 4 deaths around this man, Sushant Singh Rajput. 4 deaths. So that's basically what I'm being shown. It's not just him, but 4, a total of 4, I should say. Including him, that's 4. Page of Wands. Page of Wands is saying being free-spirited. He was a little bit of a free spirit too. Being free-spirited, wanting to always take action, wanting to always go forth, do something interesting in his life, right? King of Swords. Had the mental clarity, had the ability to think outside the box, and he's an Aquarius. So had the ability, had the clarity to think outside the box. Very smart, very cerebral person, very intelligent guy. 7 of Cups, his life was full of choices, opportunities. Oh my God, he could have done anything he wanted to. Queen of Wands, he definitely has somebody in his life, or had somebody in his life who he always felt was on his side. But I'm going to tell you, again, I see 3. Does he have 3 siblings, or are there 3 of them siblings? I don't know. This Queen of Wands is somebody who he really looked up to. I don't know if this is one of his siblings or his mom. I don't know anything about that. But something about her, though. Does he have 3 sisters? Computer, don't shut down on me. King of Pentacles. Queen of Wands and King of Pentacles. I wonder if those are his parents. Let's take a look. But are there 3 siblings? Does he have 2 other siblings? I think so. Yeah, that's his mom and dad. Now they're showing up now. I don't know if they're alive or not. I don't know, but... Aw, look at that, the lovers card there again. So I think this is his mom and dad. I'm going to say they have had a great relationship between them. So as far as his birth family is concerned, there was nothing over there that would be so radically different. But I want to say that he also wanted to emulate his parents in his life, like have that kind of a relationship with his significant other. He looked up to them and he wanted to have that relationship. He felt that they had the most idyllic relationship and that's what he wanted. But unfortunately, no, that was not meant to be, because of the abuse and bullcrap that he had to put up with in his relationship with this woman. Five of Wands again, lot of opposition, lot of fighting, competition, trying to keep people away. I think she manipulated him, y'all. I do believe this chick manipulated him really, 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 really well. And Knight of Cups does talk about somebody who is going to be she manipulated him, because Knight of Cups says, I'm bringing you an offer, emotional offer, that is going to change your life henceforth, and this offer is emotional, and your emotional life is also going to change. So she played on his emotions. She so did. Oh my God. Seven of Swords, theft, betrayal, dishonesty. It was all dishonest. All that promises and offers that chick made, all bahamba from the very get-go. Poor kid. This guy, I feel for him. I really feel for him. Oh, golly, I really feel for him. I'm going to stop with this Sushant guy. I think I'm going to stop. Let's see if he's at peace. Is he at peace? I don't think so. No, he's not. Still wandering around. I don't think his soul has found peace. No, he's still wandering around. 7th house, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No. Still wandering around. That's what I'm going to say. Hang on one second. I might stop this and start another one for Disha Salian. Or you know what? Let me continue this and draw one for Disha Salian. Gia's, maybe I'll do that at another time. I don't know. Let me do quick spreads for Gia and Disha. I'm telling you, Disha Salian and him, like Sushant this was not his time to go. But Disha, this was her time to go. So she was born on May 26, 1992. She's a Gemini, and she died on June 8, 2020. So he died on June 14th and she died on June 8th. Like literally a week apart from each other? Wow. See, she died Gemini, born in Gemini season, died in Gemini season. So hers, oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm going to tell you this. I don't even think I should pull cards for her because the message is very clear. She kind of got a heads up about what was going on or what was transpiring. It's like the whispers in the wind, and she kind of heard some rustling in the wind, some leaves rustling, and she freaked out because she's like, okay, I'll tell you this, slam dunk. She was bumped off because she found out some stuff that was going down, and she was worried for Sushant, and she tried to warn him, or she was wanting to warn him, but they didn't let that happen. So they bumped her off. So how is she related to him? That I don't know. But for certain, she was eliminated because they were afraid she was going to get to him and give him a heads up as to what was going to go down. And if he had known what was coming, he would have definitely been able to protect himself. Let me tell you, if she had survived, he would have survived. She would have given him a heads up. She really did care for him. He was not meant to go, but she was. They were going to eliminate her. They felt that she was going to hinder them from their endeavors, and she certainly would have given him a heads up. And they were like, oh no, nothing. We are not going to let you do that, chick. You seriously, we are not going to let you do that, bitch. You really think you're going to get away and go give him a heads up? That way. That's the conversation. And they had her taken care of. Hers was not a suicide either. Hers was definitely an execution. Unbelievable, y'all. Unbelievable. What is the name of? I did that reading. I actually did her reading for her. Let me pull up her name. I forget her name because I don't remember these names. Give me 1 second. Um, uh, um, Hang on 1 second. I'll pull up her name. I did a reading for her, but why isn't this looking? Okay, come on. My computer, there we go. What is Dorothy Kilgallen? I know, I did a reading for her recently. Let me just set this aside. Dorothy Kilgallen, she was the one who was following that, what is the name of that trial, y'all? Hang on. She was covering, I'll tell you which is that famous case. Come on, computer, for real. Shoot, what was that case? The fellow who killed Oswald, what is his name? What is that case? That Inquisition or whatever? Yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about, right? So Dorothy Kilgallen, she's a famous journalist, and unfortunately, people didn't give her enough credit, or don't even till today. I think she was just one of those phenomenal women, way ahead of her time, way ahead of her time. Let me assure you this. Dorothy Kilgallen didn't die. She didn't kill suicide. She was killed and it was set up. That's exactly what's going on here, even with Disha Salian. If Disha Salian had got Salian, I finally said, thank God. Okay. If she had gotten away, she would have reached Sushant, and she would have given him a heads up, and he would have taken precautions, and he would have been able to protect himself. But that was not meant to be. They were not going to let her get to him. I don't think she liked that Sushant's girlfriend or whatever. Aquarius, listen, she's a Gemini, and who's Aquarius? Sushant is Aquarius. Can this get any better? Fire. Aries. Yep. Okay. So remember that Emperor card that popped up? You remember? I said he's the one who's responsible. Let me show you that Emperor's card if I can find him here. You remember that? You all need to pay attention, right? When I'm pulling out the cards. Not that you don't. But if you all do, you all will remember the card. But anywho, let me just show it to you because I'm like that, right? Because I'm a little crazy. Not the King of Cups, silly. Not Justice. Of course, when I want that card, that's the last one to pop up. You know how it goes. Come on, buddy. Where are you hiding? Now you're hiding from me. I'm going to find you. I'm coming for you, buddy. I'm going to find you. All right. Of course, he's all the way somewhere at the back. Or not. Oh, shootsies. It was the last card, of course. Oh my goodness. A lot of work to get to him. And so a lot of work is going to be is needed to get to him, to fix him. But I don't know if they're going to be... Remember this guy? That's this guy. Okay? So, we have Aquarius, which is Sushant. We have the fire card in the middle, and we have this one. She for sure, okay, tried her very best to get to him because she knew what was in the fireworks. Sushant, she absolutely knew it. She knew it. She's a Gemini, so Aquarius is her ninth house, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ninth house talks about intellect and traveling and father and higher education and all that stuff. Now, how does that come around to this? I do believe that this person is somebody she and or Sushant also looked up to as a mentor. Maybe not necessarily a father, but as a mentor. Okay. Or this individual portrayed himself to be as a mentor, or maybe even as a father figure. Maybe he was old enough to be a dad to these two, but wasn't really the biological father or whatever. They looked up to him that way. And then we have 5. Now 5, she is a Gemini. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is Libra. Libra is ruled by Venus. Libra is an air sign. And what does 5 stand for? 5 stands for speculation, right? So there was a lot of speculation going on in terms of this situation. She came to find out about all the stuff that was going on between Sushant and what this fellow was planning. And 5 in the tarot, okay, also talks about, cups is loss, regret, and abandonment. Pentacles is poverty, being left out in the cold. The swords talks about abuse, theft, violence, and wands talks about competition, and it talks about challenges and hurdles. So I do believe this fellow, she kind of came to know about this drama that was going on, and I wouldn't be surprised if she was trying her very best to get to Sushant to let him know that, hey dude, like, get a grip, right? Now here's a funny thing. For Sushant, his 11th house is Sagittarius, right? And his name vibrates to that. For her, she also vibrates to Sagittarius, but for her is the 7th house. Oh my God, hang on 1 second. 1, 2. Friends, marriage, partners, contracts, and relationships. Yes, 7th house for her is about friends, marriage, partners, contracts, and relationship. And for him, Sagittarius is the 11th house. Like-minded people, groups, and friends. There was talk going on. I think they moved around in some of the same social circles. There was talk going around and whisper. She heard the rustling of the leaves in the wind, and then she was like, oh my God, I better get to him. But 7th house for her is friends, marriage, partners, contracts, and relationships. So I wonder if her spouse, if she was married, if her spouse had anything to do with her demise, or if her spouse also knew what was going on but was too terrified. I don't know what her spouse's name, if she had a spouse, I don't know what his date of birth is or none of that. But funny thing enough, her 9th house is Aquarius and his 10th house and 9th house and 10th house. These two are related, y'all. Disha was like, to get her out of the way would make things easier to get to Sushant. If she had gotten away, literally, y'all, literally 7 hours. 14, hang on. Do I want to say 7 hours or 23 hours? Seven to 23 hours was the most crucial time for her. So that could have been overnight, that could have been a day. If she was trying to reach him, maybe she was trying to contact him for 7 hours. Maybe she was trying to contact him for a day and he somehow couldn't respond, or they missed each other or playing phone tag. If they were able to connect within that period, let me assure you, Sushant would have been alive today. She would have probably died because they would have got her out, but she could have at least got the message to him and he would have taken the necessary precautions. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. It's the same person, y'all. This Aries, this Emperor card is responsible for them. This fellow is some big dude in the industry or in the political world or the business world. That much I'll tell you. Very, very, a lot of people know about the power and strength and the authority and the influence he has. People are quite a bit afraid of him. I don't know who the dude is. I wish I knew. But remember, even he has an Achilles heel. So, as powerful as he may be, he too has an Achilles heel. So, go figure that out. It's a question of finding that. And then you'll be able to get to him. Oh my God, I'm surprised I say that, because remember earlier I had said that he wears a particular style or brand of shoes. Yeah, he has an Achilles heel. He has a weak spot. He has a weak link in his armor. It's a question of finding that. This guy carries a lot of firepower around him, or he has a lot of firepower around him. I wouldn't be surprised. Well, I don't know what the rules and regulations are. Like even in the US, some states you can open carry, some states concealed carry licenses, that and the other. I know what it is like in India, but either he carries a lot of weapons or he's well guarded by people who do carry firearms. Again, I don't know how that works in India, so I couldn't tell you. This guy is on a high, man. This fellow, he is on a high. He's untouchable. Untouchable. I hope they show me who he is. He's very dominant. Aries, rising Venus, a moon sign. Very dominant. So again, that thing about the facial hair. Likes to change his facial hair design. Like how women change our haircuts. I'm going to go take it a step further. Either this person has a cleft chin or some sort of an injury that makes it look like a cleft chin. But if this person puts on weight, that kind of isn't that prominent. This fellow gives me the GBs. I don't like this person. Not just because, in my opinion, he's the one who's calling the shots, but this guy is like a ew. You know how they are? Okay, I'm going to say things that are probably going to be controversial, and people are going, well, Kitana, how can you say? Well, I'm just saying it because this is me. There are a lot of people in the world who are all about money, who are willing to sacrifice their self-respect, their principles, their ethics, and they would like to be married to or in relationships with people who have money, because that materialistic aspect is so very important to them. And and that applies to both men and women. It's not just women, it's men too. You have a lot of people who are looking for sugar daddies, or a lot of people who are looking for sugar mommies, both sexes, right? I mean, so it is what it is. There are that kind of people all over the world. And then there are those who are like, you know what? Yeah, it's nice to have that materialistic comfort and the financial security, because at the end of the day, it provides some sort of sustenance and, whatever. But then there are those who are like, you know what? Yeah, so what if I'm married to somebody who's wealthy or whatever? I still have the ability to create my own wealth. And it's not so much a question of an ego, but then it's also that satisfaction of knowing that I too have the ability to create something, and I too have the ability to stand on my own 2 feet. I don't have to rely on my partner's finances, right? So there are a lot of people like that. So kudos to them. But I'll tell you, whoever this individual is with, like whoever, again, I'm going to say, I don't know whether this is a heterosexual person or a bisexual person. I don't know. But whoever he's in a relationship, I'm going to go so far as to say this is a straight male. Okay, I will say that. Based on what I'm seeing, he could be otherwise, I don't know, right? Maybe some people like to dabble in that, who knows? But for the most part, I'm going to say this individual is a straight guy, and whoever the woman is in his life, his primary woman, she doesn't give a flip. Shame on her. But she doesn't give a flip. She's all about, look at the wealth. Look at the wealth. That's all I care. And there are a lot of people like that. Who am I to judge? I mean, but, if that's what rocks her world, rocks her world. She doesn't care. She won't dare say anything, even though she might know things that are happening, etc. She kind of knows. He's one of those people who's AO, AH, you know what I mean? But she's like, yeah, so what? Oh well. That's the kind of person he is with. And for the most part, he may come across as somebody who's being true and honest to his spouse or mate, but I'm sure he has his little thingies going on, entertainment thingies going on the side. But he's not the kind of person who I believe would stray and have multiple spouses. You know what I mean? I don't think so. He could dabble on the side and have some third wheel and fourth wheel type of thing, but I don't think he would so much as stray, and because it's all about the masculinity. I'm the man, I'm the alpha. Oh my god. Let me assure you, he has an Achilles heel. It's just a question of finding out what the soft spot is, and you can bring him down. All the firepower he has around him, all the protection he has around him, the influence, the yada yada, there is a chink in his armor, if you will. Queen of Cups. I will tell you, this girl, Disha Salian, so much cared for Sushant. She really did. She felt she was left out in the cold because she tried very much to reach him, but she couldn't. She knew if this came to be, there would be people who would suffer, and also Sushant would suffer because this would be stolen from him. The Fool card. She was wiped out, basically. The Fool card is wiping out evidence, wiping the slate clean and starting afresh. So they did take her out so that they would have a clean slate, clean route to no obstructions. Fool card is no care in the world. Remove all obstacles, give up everything and go off into the yonder. So for her to eliminate her, they did that intentionally, because once they took her out, they were now free to do whatever they wanted to and go on this adventure, go on this journey, and this journey was to take Sushant out. This is tied up, honey, all for Justice card. Oh my God, should I be surprised? Libra, Ace of Swords, Queen of Pentacles. Let me tell you something over here. Justice card, Ace of Swords and Queen of Pentacles. This is clearly telling me, for her, it was all about doing the right thing. She did have that moment of clarity where she was like, oh my God, I need to get to him, get to him, get to him. Queen of Pentacles does talk about somebody who is resourceful, who's wholesome, who's all about the concerns and cares for the family. And she did think of him as family. She did. She did think of him as family or close friend. She really did care for him. She really did. I'm just going to hold this card up. You see this guy and you see this, the Aries. I mean, this is actually Capricorn. She really did care for Sushant. I will tell you that much. But let's turn it around. With the Justice card, Ace of Swords, and that, I'm going to say the justice, the judicial system, whoever is doing the investigation, chooses not to have clarity because of funds have been exchanged. It's very clear, very, very clear. They are not going to do anything about this. Even her death, they are not going to do anything about. They're just not. The kind of power that whoever this person is or people have, they have the power, they have the money to take care of things, you know. And the kind of wealth some people have in India is just unbelievable. It's and I've seen it. I mean, a lot of people in the Western world, you know, they only see what is portrayed on TV. You know how American journalism is. They always want to portray the negative in another country. They always want to show poverty in another country. They always want to say, oh my God, look how these people are, look how those people are. Listen, if you really want to see poverty, you come here to the US. I'll show you what poverty is. Let's take a road trip. So that's the thing that bothers me. It's like, America, let's take care of our own backyard rather than go worry about somebody else, right? And people think, oh my God, everybody in India lives in slums. Oh my God, people, y'all are so mistaken. It's not even funny. The kind of wealth Indians have, it's like unfreaking amazing. Here they're saying, oh, you have a house and you have a car or whatever. It's like you have arrived. In India, people like owning properties and all that, it's like nothing for them. I mean, not that properties are cheap. Let me assure you, properties are not necessarily cheap. Again, it depends on where you want to live, right? If you want to live in the boonies, you'll probably get an acre of land for $50,000. But if you want to buy that acre of land in the heart of the city, first and foremost, it's not available. Secondly, it's going to cost you an arm, leg, and a kidney and whatever. Same kind of thing as far as that country is concerned. But the kind of wealth people have there is just unimaginable. I am blown away every time I go there. Just recently, I was in India. Let me tell you, the number of super luxury cars I saw there is way more than what I have seen here in America. And I've traveled very extensively within America. The only two states the only state I haven't been to is actually Alaska. Hawaii was on my list, but I did get to go to Hawaii. The only state I haven't visited is Alaska. And someday I will get to do that. I mean, of course, I got to travel because of my job, which was, fantastic, but 49 states I visited. Puerto Rico I haven't. I will tell you that the amount of super luxury cars and all that fancy stuff that I see, all these women carrying around their designer handbags, it's like crazy, y'all. And before you people run off and say, oh my God, they're all fake and made in China, you all have to go to India to really see the kind of wealth there is over there. Go investigate and look at the number of luxury brands that have retail outlets over there and things like that, and how much sales they make. It's just mind blowing. It's just unbelievable, and it's the largest democracy in the world. And with 1 billion people, let me tell you, I would say one of the larger economies in the world as well. So that kind of money flow, it's not a joke. Let's pull some quick cards for Disha Salian here. Oh my goodness. So the first one was Page of Swords, Justice, and this Tower card. She was stopped from doing the right thing to getting to Sushant, and that ultimately caused her death and his death. Disillusionment of people, relationships, lives, individuals, property, assets, everything. She was stopped from getting to him. Y'all, I'm going to tell you one thing here that's kind of popping up is, was her husband there when she committed suicide, or did he watch her commit suicide, or did he, oh my God, was he in the same environment? Because I don't think she committed suicide. I feel like she was offed by somebody in that house, and the husband was there too, but he must have been somewhere else in the house. And the moment whatever happened, he came running and saw her, and that's when he realized, oh my God, she committed suicide. But it's not suicide. Disha Salian's was not suicide. Was not suicide at all. So I'm going to stop here. I don't think I want to do Jia Khan at the moment. I'll do it another time, or maybe later in the day I might record it and I might post it, but I'm just going to stop now because this is getting too heavy. Thank you so very much. Again, a shout out to Alia Ali for suggesting and wanting me to do this for the longest time. Finally, here it is. Girlfriend, enjoy, sweet girl. All right. Thank you so very much, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell icon, and leave your comments. I'd love to hear from you, and help me grow this channel, y'all. And if you want a personal tarot reading, get in touch with me. My email address is in the description box. It is therealtarot1123@gmail.com. I do have a website. The website is called therealtarot1123.com. www.therealtarot 1123.com. There we go. I got it right. And it's a very, very user-friendly website, very easy to navigate, very informative. If you first register as a member, registering is free. If you want a private reading or if you want to subscribe to any of my subscriptions, you have to first register, okay, which is free. So if you want a reading, it's clear. I have different plans: silver, pearl, emerald, gold, platinum plans, whatever. You pick and choose. They'll all tell you what those plans contain, how much they're going to cost, etc. Pick the kind of reading you want, then go ahead and it'll prompt you to get to the next option where you put in all your information: your name, your date of birth, your email address, your telephone number, and then it'll ask you to put in your time of birth, the city and state and country you were born in, okay? And then it'll take you to the page where you have to make your payment. It's going to be via PayPal or Zelle. And once you do that, then you can fix also, in the process, you can also, it'll prompt you to go to the calendar and pick and choose the date and time you want the consultation, okay? So it's all in your hands. If the date and time is available, it'll show up as available. If it's not, it won't. Now, do keep in mind the date and time for your appointments are going to be based on my time. I live in Texas, USA, so that is Central Standard Time. And if you're living in a foreign country and the time difference or whatever, or even if you're in the US, East Coast, West Coast, Mountain Time, you all have to do the calculations. So the date and time calendar is going to be for me. So I'm in Texas. If it is 11 a.m. for me, then what is the time for you at your where you reside? So keep that in mind, okay? So thank you again so very much. Appreciate you. Blessed be.